since the 1700s when we had the first industrial revolution in the world and steam came into play till now when we have the fourth industrial revolution currently taking place, many changes have happened and many things are continuing to take shape, including the artificial intelligence, the internet of things that are coming around. We have a lot of new technologies that are taking shape and are forging the way towards the future. Well, today I'll be joined by one such team that is currently making headway in the robotics world, and they are, as you will find out later, competing in a global event. Well, if I can just introduce one by one, or you can start by introductions. We'll start on my left. Maybe tell us your name and what you do at for the team.
I'm Otino Quintachieng and I'm a team member.
I'm Eli Savatia and I'm the assistant team captain.
My name is Melissa Kirwa. I'm a team member.
My name is Kelvin Kangede and I'm the team manager.
My name is Priscilla Wambui and I'm part of the team.
So how did it all begin for you?
Personally, I'm passionate about STEM and innovation, and I'm an Innovate Kenya finalist. So from there is where I got the chance to apply for first global competition, and luckily I was among those who were selected to form part of Team Kenya.
Did you join any school to learn any IT things, or how did it come about for you?
It's just from passion and interest. Personally, I've not done any programming language, but out of passion and interest, and it's also a learning process because I get to interact with other peers and I learn from them. Yeah, it's just a learning process.
Maybe for you, is the case different for you?
Actually, it's similar to me. It's out of passion and interest. And actually, everyone in here has been a previous Innovate Kenya finalist. And these are just part of the additional opportunities. But now this year, TME Education, which our team manager is working with, has partnered with Innovate Kenya. Now we are working out of passion and interest to experiment, learn from mistakes. Yeah.
So is the case similar to yours? She said she didn't go to school, she just has a passion for it. Maybe did you attend any school for all of this to happen?
No, I've just cleared high school last year, similar to every team member here.
And how are you feeling about this, that now you are part of Team Kenya, that you're going to represent Kenya on a global scale? How does it feel for you?
It's indeed amazing getting to represent the millions, approximately 50 million Kenyans outside there. And it puts us in a position whereby we are looking forward to bring that award and make our country proud.
Maybe can come to your side. He has mentioned that all of you at some point were in Innovate Kenya. Maybe what was the competition about, and did you go to any school, and how did you find yourself here?
For the Innovate Kenya challenge, it's not a competition. It's more of embracing students to partake for solutions which can solve the problems within the societies with the normal technology that they see. So for us, for instance, I solve a problem through an application. So they give you mentors who can mentor you through the program. So it's like a one week boot camp where you're taught how to use the different languages if you're doing software. But if you're doing hardware, they teach you how to use the different parts of the hardware. And also for the second question is how I found myself here is that last year I interacted with one of the robots, for the one that took part in last year's competition, and I've used it to do my outreach programs throughout the country. I've done through the Young Scientist Kenya platform. So I've done in different counties where I've had travel with the robot to impact them about science and technology. So for me, interacting with this year's robot is not quite as hard because I've had the experience from the robots that I used to travel with last year and this year.
So yours is just basically out of experience. You didn't go to school to learn all this, or?
I didn't go to school. Actually, my dream is not to do anything that it was robotic. It was more of a media technology side. So for me to interact with the robot is where the passion came up. And then I saw this as an opportunity I can take up and go and represent my country. To me, I'm very patriotic to my country, but I've never shown it to the country. So this is a platform for me to show my patriotism to my country. Yes.
Maybe Kevin, if we can get into the topic, how did it all begin for you?
So currently I work with TME Education, where I train or teach young people technical skills such as electronics, robotics, and programming. And so previously I've also worked with Global Minimum. Under Global Minimum is where we have Innovate Kenya. And so for this year I collaborated together with them to recruit the team. Yeah, so I was responsible for recruiting Team Kenya. Yeah, and so that is how I met these amazing young STEM leaders.
What were you looking for when you were recruiting them?
Okay, so when we were recruiting the students, one key thing was that passion passion when it comes to STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So we are looking for someone who has that passion, and someone who has the innovative mindset, someone who wants to tackle real world problems through technology. So that was the criteria we used. Yeah.
We'll talk about tackling real world problems in a bit, but first let me go to you. Maybe how did all this begin for you, and did you go to any particular school to get to this platform?
So, like they said, I don't think there's anyone who attended a school. This is about passion. Like we apply, then depending on how much interest you show, that's how you're selected. So from here you come and interact with the parts that are provided. Using the mentor and the guidelines provided, you'll be able to learn how to use and come up with parts. So there's no definite school. You just come from your passion, the urge to learn, you'll be able to use all the parts.
Maybe if I can bring you all or task you, they say if you go to school you have to learn coding and all these kind of things. Most of you guys know a little bit about programming, and it takes a lot of time to especially learn coding, because I've tried it before and it didn't go as well. Maybe how did you all learn how to do this if you didn't attend any school?
Okay, so for coding it's different, especially from the Innovate camp. You come with an application, but then it's always an idea. Nothing particularly, don't have that app. So when you come for the Innovate camp, the mentors provided by the Global Minimum, they're able to teach you to use blocks, a little bit of coding, Arduino. So from there, it's from that camp that you go outside, you use online websites to learn. You seek some that's passion. So how much will you be able to gain from the Innovate camp? So when you come back for First Global, you'll be able to have some background in things like coding. The only thing you'll be able you don't have are the hardware. So now from there you can access their guidelines, use the background information you have, and now the hardware. So you make something.
So you all talked about solving real world problems, and I can start with you. Maybe what was the first idea of a real world problem that you ever encountered that you wanted so bad to solve? Maybe you can give us a hint of what it was, and how did you plan on going about it?
So for the Innovate Kenya camp is where I showcased my problem. The problem was I saw that farmers in Kenya who live in remote areas cannot access the veterinary services easier. So we came up with a platform where we link the veterinary service and the farmer together, so it will be more easier for the farmer to get the necessary services required to the farm, instead of him going to travel to a distant area to get the requirements he needs or the treatment he needs. So for me, that was solving a problem in the agricultural sector that was impacting mostly Kenya, because at the camp you are told to see the problem that are within your society. That's why I chose agricultural part. Yeah.
Maybe Kevin, if I can bring into the conversation, they are all talking about solving real world problems. Maybe was it part of the criteria you are using to choose the kind of people you will put in the team?
Okay, so to answer that question, looking at the youth we have in this country, the youth we have in the world, they are the future. So one key thing in this 21st century is to have what we call problem solvers. Okay, people who are able to identify certain problems in their community and come up with innovation. So while looking at Team Kenya, while recruiting the team, we're looking for people who have that mindset, who want to solve some certain problems. When you talk about a problem, for example, here in Kenya, sometimes I see some simple innovations. People come up with simple machines which can help maybe the mama mboga, or you have a couple of innovations, something like M-Pesa. So looking at when we were recruiting the team, we are trying to look for this kind of young people who are willing to collaborate and work together with their other youths to solve problems. Yeah.
It's nice that you mentioned that we are living in a country that is very vibrant in terms of youth, in terms of innovations that are coming up, in terms of solving problems. Maybe if I can come to this other side, we are in a country that unemployment is not as high. People are not getting employment as you can say with that percentage that is maybe required. Maybe did you feel the need? Was it a thing that maybe pushed you into looking for ways that you can uplift yourself rather than depending on jobs or that are coming up?
So as you have said, unemployment is indeed a problem that we are experiencing in our communities, and we find that increasingly the job market becomes more competitive, and so finding other ways where we young people can find solutions creates a gap where we can also create job opportunities for future generations. And also adding on to that, we are all aware that the job market and the continuously changing world, technology is going to overtake us, and we need to equip ourselves with these skills that will enable us as young people to navigate in the future world and create other opportunities for other young people.
What are your comments on that?
Just as Elias mentioned, so like for the youths in the current world, it's not all about going to the university to study to get a job. So like youths need to find ways of creating jobs for themselves out there so that they can be able to live in the near future or in the current world that we are in. Because we also realize that most youths have that fixed mindset of I want to go study so that I can get employed. But if they could open up their mind to the world and look around and try and see some of the problems that they can find solution to, some of the innovations that they can come up with, then I think the world will be in a better position in terms of unemployment.
Well, Kevin, he mentioned that Tech for Good. Maybe what are the themes, if you can just walk us through, that you guys will be looking to tackle during the competition?
Sorry, the theme?
Maybe what theme were you given?
Okay, so the theme for this year is ocean opportunities. We are trying to address the problem of pollution in our oceans into our water bodies, which in turn affects marine life. Yeah, so we have had stories. You find whales, turtles, all the marine life affected by plastics being dumped into the ocean. And as young people, we are concerned about this. So we want to, when you go to the competition and come back, we want to educate our people. Like everyone needs to take care of our water bodies, not just to carelessly pollute environment. Yeah, because at the long term this is going to affect us. Yeah, so again this year's theme is ocean opportunities. Yeah,
What is mentioning, first of all, if you can go back to the oceans and the pollution that is currently taking place we have the oceans that we have currently, mainly the Indian Ocean. At times you find that we have a lot of plastic bags lying around. What way are you guys looking to help tackle this with maybe you can also mention about the robots that you guys are coming up with?
okay, so making the Wema, the robot, is just a representation of what we actually, the actual thing you want to make. So you can call it a prototype. So one thing, the competition just makes us aware of the situation there in the oceans. Then after the competition, we're actually planning to make a real machine or robot which can help us clear oceans from pollutants. Yeah.
Maybe how much does it cost, or how much will it cost you to finally finish this prototype now, and also the one that is the one that will come out later? Maybe you can start with, you can go to this. So yeah, if you can maybe give us how much do you foresee that it will cost first finish this one, and also the other one that will be coming later on.
So for the one that will be coming on later, I may not be able to budget it right now, but for this one we have a budget of $10,000, which is an equivalent of 1 million Kenya shillings. This is for the registration of the team members together with our mentor and manager. Also our travel and accommodation. We'll be spending a week in Dubai for the purpose of the competition, and also purchasing of the kit we are using. So for the kit we were able, through TME Education, which our team manager works with, they were able to help us with 200,000. That's why we have the kit and we're already working, but then we need to go and present the robots that we have. So we have a deficit of 800,000, and it's our appeal to influential people, people who are interested in STEM, the government through the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of ICT, and also the President. Any Kenyan, to help us raise these funds so that we may be able to make this a dream come true. We may be able to present WEMA, and so that we may be able to create this awareness of ocean pollution. So we need that fund. Yeah.
So if anyone interested wants to maybe hand you some cash, how will they access you?
Okay, so we have our Mchanga link. At Mchanga you can find us, Team Kenya. Yeah, and we really appreciate your support. And also another way, through our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Kenya Wema. We have also shared our Mchanga link there as well. Yeah.
At Kenya Wema everywhere.
Yeah, at Kenya Wema. At Kenya Wema. Yeah.
And what are you foreseeing to see in Dubai? Do you expect tough opposition? Do you expect, considering that you guys have just gotten the kit, maybe there are guys who got it earlier than you guys did? What kind of environment are you expecting in Dubai?
Okay, so first of all, we are really excited because remember we'll be meeting slightly over 160 countries. So we'll be meeting people from different backgrounds, diversity. So we are excited to just get that opportunity to interact with different people, share our own unique stories with them as well. The second question, it's a competition. So in every competition, you're going to have the winners, you're going to, I don't want to say the losers, but you're going to have them. But the most important thing for us is preparation. Also another good thing, usually and try to engage currently with the other teams through our social media platforms. So even before we get to Dubai, like, we know each other. Yeah.
So if you can count, for how many months have you had the kits? For how many months?
We received the kit at the end of July, so approximately 1 month and 1 week. If we're going to finish it this week, it will be 1 month, and then we are planning to make the robot for approximately 1 month, 2 weeks. So we want to complete early so that when we are really prepared. If there's any type of errors that have occurred, we can change them earlier, so that when we go to Dubai, we are representing Kenya as well as possible. Yes.
And you mentioned that you have only had this for 1 month. Maybe what is remaining with the robotics? What extra are you looking to add to the things that you have already done?
So okay, for the stage we are at currently, as we said, we are still working on WEMA. So we are done with the intake mechanism, which is going to pick the micropollutant. We're also done prototyping the tossing mechanism for the ball. So currently what is remaining is the docking mechanism, and actually it's a lot of points. So that's a sure thing we're going to work on. So after we're done with the docking mechanism, now we can say we are at most 75% done. Then now probably work on the gaming model, also prototype further, and practice more.
You have mentioned docking, you've mentioned something else. For anyone at home who is not getting what is going on right now, maybe you can try and give us a lowdown on what the competition is about and what this docking and everything means.
Yeah. So as we said earlier, our robot is called Wema, and she is expected to pick pollutants. So this is a macro pollutant, and we have a smaller one called a micro pollutant. So after picking them, depending on how many points the team and the alliance team will have collected at the end of the match, will determine the winner. So among the tasks that a robot is expected to undertake is docking. And when I say docking, I mean it has to hang on a pillar that is approximately 1 meter. So we are working on a mechanism which will literally open up and hang. Yeah, that's the docking. Yeah.
Maybe do you guys ever feel pressure, like you don't have time? Like we are already in September now. Maybe do you feel that the pressure coming to you? Do you ever feel that you'll get to that point where you're like, no, now I can't even talk to people, I have to work? Are you guys foreseeing a time like that, or how prepared are you to tackle that time when it comes?
So I think we have already started with the pressure, because most of the team members will might find that their passports are not even ready. So like we'll get that's one of the challenges, but have already tackled most of it, because some are already just getting their calls to go and take them. And also the pressure is when you see other countries, how the robots look like, and then you look at yours, so that the pressure sets in, that it's already settled in, that we have competitors. That's when it dawns to you that you have the competitors there. So the pressure is already high in all corners. So we have already started modifying our robot to look even much better than the others, because you might find we are a third world country, and you'll find countries like China have advanced in their technology. For us, this is a new thing. For them, it's not. So the pressure is high from the word go, when we receive the kit until the day of competition. So the pressure is always there.
But are you guys feeling the support is enough for you to guys to push on to the last? Are you feeling that you're getting enough support in all that you're doing?
We still need more support. For instance, for every team member, we commute daily from different places. Also here we spend like we're here from 9 a.m. to like 6 p.m. So there's lunch is needed. So this is a call to anyone who would like to support us, transport, meals, anything. Yeah, so we still need more support. Yeah.
Well, I think with the time we'll go to the interesting one. We have to see the Wema that you guys are talking about, for any viewer outside there who's maybe confused. Maybe if you can just go, all of us, you can show us the Wema that you guys are talking about and how exactly it works.
On the back side, we have these wheels which rotate. They in turn form the intake mechanism, which will now take the balls inside the boat. So in here we have a ramp which is expected to direct this ball. Then this pulley will in turn push the ball. Then when it comes into contact with the coax motor here and that wheel, it will propel it to further go outside and score a point to the central processing batch. So for the macro pollutant, the bigger balls, we intend to create a system at the rear end of Wema, which will push them directly to the processing hubs and the middle lower level of the processing batch. Yeah, so this is the level at which we are at, and we are still prototyping more and working on how we can better Wema.
Carlota, what was she supposed to do? What was her make, and what are the things that maybe she got to 53? Maybe 50? 55. Maybe why do you feel like it got to that point? And just tell us basically, what was she supposed to do?
So last year's theme was energy impact. So they were supposed to create a robot that was carrying fuel cubes, small cubes that or boxes, turn wind turbines and carry solar panels. Carlota basically was number 7 in the competition. Then something happened to her that she stopped, then dropped from number 7 to 162. Then we went back up to number 55. So basically Carlota was built with the aim of carrying the fuel cubes to earn points to a combustion hub where it was being processed to generate electricity. The same for the solar panels. The solar panels are the small ones that you can buy in the supermarket. And also for the wind turbine, it was an area where the arm was supposed to turn at an angle of 360 to turn the turbine completely for you to power a house. Yeah.
Well, they've heard it from Team Robotics Kenya, the team that will be representing Kenya in the first global challenge that will be happening later on this year. That is in October, from the 24th to the 27th of October in Dubai. And basically they are bringing up a device or a robot called Wema that will be they will be hoping will be able to surpass the successes that their predecessors, Kenya having participated in 3 of them, the successes that the previous robots had. Well, from here at the Shalom Hotel or Center, my name is James Kimani reporting for TV 47.